What's up everyone, my name is Mike and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking why I hate VeVe. Let's get into this. I have a few reasons why I hate VeVe and I want to talk about them openly and honestly here on this channel with you. I think it's important to air out our grievances that we have with the platform, what's going wrong with the platform, and anything in between. And just spoiler alert, I'm not actually angry at VeVe. I don't hate VeVe. I love VeVe. But for the purpose of this video, I want to talk about a few reasons why I'm frustrated, why I might have some grievances against the platform and the future of the platform. And just going off that, VeVe is young. VeVe is very in its early stages. There's no reason why they should have everything figured out at this point in time. They are evolving, they are growing substantially. The things that they're doing in the industry and for the industry of NFTs and collectibles, it's incredible. So really, I don't hate VeVe. Reason number one, it's so difficult to get drops. Everybody should be able to get drops. All joking aside, it's just difficult to get drops. This isn't really a reason to hate the platform. It's what I've seen online talked about again and again. I struggled to get drops. I've only gotten 2 since being on the platform since mid-November, but it's very easy to see people getting frustrated online that they don't get the drops. But when you've got millions of people now on the platform all competing for thousands, maybe tens of thousands of drops, you've really got a 1%, 2% chance if you're lucky for these collectibles, depending on how many editions and how many collectibles are on any given drop. So if this is a reason why you hate VeVe, you're in for struggles in the long term. It's good that they have low edition numbers compared to how many people are trying to get those drops. It's good that there's competition over these drops. That's what makes these collectibles valuable. The supply is low, the demand is high, and we see collectibles raising in price because of this, especially on the aftermarket. If this is a reason why you hate VeVe, it's time to change your mindset around your game plan on VeVe. Go for every single drop. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go for drops. Go for every single drop that you can. Do some research on how you can better your chances in order to be able to get those drops, but don't count on those drops. Make a game plan for that aftermarket. Look at collectibles that might have catalysts coming up to raise their popularity and thus raising their collectible price. And set a price prediction, set a game plan for those collectibles. Or when the aftermarket opens up right away, take a look at if there's any deals based on your price prediction going into that drop. That's why I talk about having a game plan for every drop and having price predictions for every collectible. That way you don't panic buy into any collectible, and that way you set a long-term price range for what you want to see this collectible go to. And if you get below that price range at a comfortable gem floor price, then you're happy to hold for the long term no matter what happens to that floor price over time. So yes, it's difficult to get drops. Reason number 2 why I hate VeVe, the market drops. Not the drops of collectibles, but the market price actually drops. I can't believe that. I've seen my collectibles drop in price drastically these past couple of weeks. I can't believe that they would allow the market to drop. But in all reality, this isn't a reason why I hate VeVe. Again, something that I see online talked about. But you need to understand with any collectible, with any investment, with anything like this, especially in the NFT space, which is so speculative at this point, and in anything that has a supply and a demand and a price that's meeting somewhere between those, there's going to be market fluctuations. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially with something so speculative that has so much volatility. You can use these market fluctuations to your advantage to help bring in more profits, as long as you not necessarily timing the market just right, but knowing to evaluate certain collectibles and to make price predictions for those collectibles based on catalysts or anything that you see in the future for those collectibles, and just to ride the wave. Purchase collectibles for the long term if you truly believe in this space and what VeVe is doing, as well as what those collectibles are and what they mean to the NFT space. Purchase for the long term, ride that wave, or make short-term predictions on certain collectibles, and don't be surprised if that floor price dips. Just hold them, wait for the longer term, and see what happens. So yes, the market will dip. the market will go down. You will see your collectibles fall down in price. That's why you shouldn't put money into this that you aren't willing to lose 100%. At this current point in time, there's no way to withdraw your gems in some sort of fiat or cryptocurrency form. That has been coming for a while now. And in my prediction, I'm sure VeVe will have it very shortly, but still it's a speculative investment. Only put in money that you're willing to completely lose on this. And then I've got two more reasons here that are a bit more realistic in terms of things that VeVe could do to really update their platform. I'm going to leave out one obvious one, being the bots picking up drops and picking up floor prices as soon as that market opens. I think that's something that the whole online world struggles with dealing with. I think that VeVe has been very transparent with how they're trying to deal with it and what they're doing for that. I just think it's been talked about too much, and I'm putting my faith in VeVe that they are working to put in measures to limit these bot purchases and drops. But one thing that VeVe could do is to have in-app notifications of drops coming up. I think this would be so much better than them releasing on Twitter those drop announcements, especially if people have push notifications of VeVe on their app enabled. Everyone could see those drops when they're actually announced, as opposed to their couple 100,000 Twitter followers that get that announcement first. I think it's very important for them to be able to incorporate it into the app first somehow for those that are loyal to the app and don't quite have Twitter. I actually don't have Twitter, but I made a Twitter when I signed up for VeVe just to be able to follow that news. Not a fan of Twitter at all. There's just too much negativity in that space that I'm not willing to really get entangled with, but it's a tool that I use to keep on track of what's coming up with VeVe. I do love their Medium write-ups. I think that's a great way to add more context and add more value to what's on the horizon for VeVe, so that gets a thumbs up. In-app notifications, I think that's where they need to go with this. And the last one's a big one in my opinion. Recently, VeVe announced that they're going to be changing some collectibles from FA to FE based on their definitions that they've clarified. FA being collectible characters, FE being objects collectibles. And some people were really disappointed with this, and it makes sense if they've held those collectibles because of that FA stamp. Where I think people get mixed up is in that FA FE stamp, and they think that FE is lower than that FA. I don't think that's the case at all. FA is equal to FE. They think that FE devalues their collectible, but in my opinion, people were always more willing to put their money into characters above objects. And we see that in prices and demand for characters over objects on that platform. So though we might see short-term volatility in those new FE stamps, I think over the mid to long term, everything will just level out, because ultimately, character collectibles are going to be more in demand when compared to items or objects in the app. And that was already priced into the market prior to those changing from FA to FE. So really there's no change in that. And I believe FA is equal to FE. Where I have a problem with is that VeVe is able to actually make changes to our collectibles. I don't like that at all. I think that these are our collectibles as soon as they're delivered to us, and they should not be able to make changes to those collectibles. I compare this to the physical space. When a collectible goes out in an initial run and there's an error on the packaging or with that collectible, that company cannot go to people's houses and take back that collectible and give them a new one, but they can make a new run of that collectible and then sell that. And what that typically does is that makes that initial run of the collectible with the error much more in demand, much more expensive than that secondary collectible. I'm not saying that VeVe should then make another run on these collectibles that have changed, because ultimately that would be another appearance of that collectible with a different tag on it, so it wouldn't get that FE. What I'm saying is, much like the physical space, they shouldn't be able to go into our vaults and make changes to our collectibles. Those collectibles should stay exactly as they were, and moving forward, they would continue with their definitions of FA, FE, and CE. I think this is actually a really concerning thing for me if they are able to make changes to our collectibles long term. I don't know the major implications of this and being an actual NFT that we hold. Should they be able to make those changes? Are they able to make those changes? It's something that's got a lot of question marks around it for me, and it's something that I'm going to continue to do my research on moving forward with this VeVe app. I've actually got a bonus one here for you, because after I recorded this, we've heard about the MTL news that has come out, and this is something that I want to add to this list of things that I hate about VeVe, but honestly don't really hate about VeVe. But still, we need to talk about the fees that are going with the withdrawals. To be able to withdraw in fiat currency from your gems, that 10% is something that I don't like. I'm sure you don't like. So that's being added to this list prior to me actually recording what you previously saw here. So that's added to this list as well. So those are the reasons why I hate VeVe. Once again, I don't hate VeVe. I love VeVe. I love what this platform has done for the NFT space, for collectibles, and for the collectible characters that I love. I've put money into VeVe that I'm willing to lose 100%, but that doesn't mean that I'm bearish on VeVe. I'm extremely bullish on VeVe. I have so much faith in what they're doing, their transparency, and everything that they've got going on over there. I'd love to know your comments on this video in the comments section below. What do you agree? What do you disagree with? Do you have different reasons why you hate the VeVe platform? Why you are maybe frustrated with it in any way, shape, or form? Leave it in the comments section below. Remember that VeVe is super young. We've got many years ahead with this platform, and I'm really excited about where they're going with it. So it doesn't make sense that they've got everything figured out at this point in time. So just consider that. Like this video if you found it helpful, if you found the information in it helpful at all, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more information about VeVe. Thank you so much for watching.